Hey Libra, thank you for joining me for your July reading. I'm Madeleine, if we haven't met before. I'm very excited to see what your cards have in store for July, but first I would like to talk for just a minute about your stars, specifically your moon. So, everyone in the world experienced a lunar eclipse on July 5th. But what that means for you, Libra, that eclipses are like full moons on steroids, and full moons already bring things to either crisis or culmination. You can think of it as a place in our life that we're being called to look at. I like to think of full moons and even more of eclipses as like boiling pots of water. If you're looking at it, if you're keeping an eye on what you're doing and you're very aware of what you're putting in the pot and what it's doing, you can cook up something really delicious. But if you're not paying attention and you might be just acting kind of willy-nilly with your pot of boiling water, you might create a big old mess. Things might boil over. So this is a place where you are being asked to put some attention. And for you, Libra, that attention belongs on your fourth house, the house of home and family. Your roots, your traditions, your beliefs, what you were raised on, and whether it still works for you. Because again, full moons are calling for your attention. What's working? What's not working? You may be feeling an urge to make changes around your physical home. You may be thinking about moving. You may have recently done a big move. Eclipses are cleansing energy. And the other thing is they last through our lives. They reverberate through our lives for 6 months to a year following the eclipse. So you've got a lot of time to very consciously work with this energy. The other thing about your fourth house is it is kind of the launch pad, the platform from which you spring. Its opposite house, wow. The moon, the home, family, traditions, the mother, that's also what sign of Cancer / the fourth house rules. But the idea is that with every eclipse, there's a dynamic between opposite houses. The opposite house for you is the house of career and destiny, the house of your public face. So there's a kind of need to examine the balance between your personal and your public life, your professional versus your private. Am I getting enough rest and am I getting enough done? Are those things in a good flow? So these are things to keep in mind, Libra, as you go through the month and as we look at your cards. So let's get into it. Spirit, what do Libra dominants need to know for their highest good, please? Libra sun, Libra moon, Libra rising, Libra dominant people. In the month of July, Spirit, what do they want to call upon? What do they want to be aware of for their highest good? Their own skills and talents, available energies, lessons at play. What do you want to offer Libra? Libra, in the month of July, on how to move forward, how to get there as gracefully as possible to the best future. Woo! For their highest joy. Wow. Wow. I didn't mean to look at your cards, Libra, but I just got a little hint. And I'll pop them up on the screen in just a second, so you'll be able to see what I'm seeing. You've got some bonus cards here, Libra. Spirit's got a lot to say, Libra, in July. Okay, let's get into it. Bam! Look at you and your power. Look at you and your power, Libra. Swords are the air element. You are an air sign. You can be anywhere in the gender spectrum and come up as a king. That just shows that you are in control. You are managing your talents and skills, and you are looking to the future. You are looking to expand. And I feel that in part you are looking to expand. Wow. Because in the present moment, you have experienced some kind of disappointment or dissolving energy. And you're kind of like, okay, well, I was ready to go anyway. Wow. I shuffled her back in, but she showed back up. Fourth house, where you find yourself looking inward, looking at your memories. Wow. Ooh. Wow. And finally, oh God! Sorry, that's a very good, oh God. Okay, Libra, I'm gonna need you to recognize how potent and powerful and smart you are. I'm gonna need you to take responsibility and authority back. I feel like there's been a way in which this is no judgment. Spirit is always coming through with what is for your highest good, but I'm hearing there's been a situation where you felt like you lost. Something didn't go the way you wanted to. I feel like specifically someone didn't go the way you wanted to. There's been kind of like a petty or a nasty kind of break. And I mean, let's not beat around the bush. We've got the Ten of Swords on in the position of kind of like what's going on inside. And then we have the Tower as the crowning point of the reading, the very noticeable. So Libra, the first thing I want to say about that is a tarot reading should never instill fear in you. It should only ever give you, it's to be used as information. It's data. It's like, if I know this now, then I can make certain changes and certain pivots, and I can better enjoy the road, which I say that because it looks like you're heading in the direction of success. If you were heading in the direction of the Tower, or the Ten of Swords, I would be saying we need to make some moves right now so that we can maybe mitigate this outcome. Maybe we can change this, because your free will is everything. But I like the way that you're going. And the Ten of Swords and the Tower, these are both very much in the present. These are not things that you need to be so concerned about coming in the future. It's kind of like an identity crisis or a crisis of faith. And I think even though it's been extremely difficult, and it's going to be different things for different Librans, okay? I'm going to give you a couple of examples because, again, Spirit's giving me, this isn't a one-on-one, right? So they're giving me a few different messages. For some of you, this is something like, this is the dynamic, so sorry, I'm too excited. Okay, this is the kind of dichotomy they're talking about. They're saying that there was like a loss, like something shitty happened. Someone abandoned ship or left you kind of holding the bag, but not in a good way, or made you feel defeated. And the outcome is your healing and empowerment, if you so choose, okay? Free will is everything. This is the example that they were giving me. For some of you, this could be like a relationship that kind of like dead in the water. Maybe you felt like something really cool was beginning to happen. It's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. You have the Knight of Cups in your past. So kind of like, ooh, is this going to be something? And then like, nope. Like, and I only do that because that's that Tower feeling of like getting the rug pulled out from under you and just feeling like, oh, so that's how we're doing it. Okay, shit. Okay, life, Ten of Swords. I'll just lay down and call this one a wash. All right. But again, it doesn't mean you lay down and die. You are actually going to heal from this experience. Five of Swords is the key position, clarified by the Four of Swords. Now we know why Spirit was like, you need some bonus cards. We need to tell you not just the conflict, but the outcome. Recognize, Libra, any place in your life that you may have given away some of your power and some of your kind of like steady ground. Because as soon as we start playing by other people's rules or living by other people's expectations, that takes us into shaky, fucking towery ground. A tower only falls because it was built on something unsteady or built poorly or built out of lies, which can sometimes be something about the Five of Swords. Someone saying one thing but doing another. Someone being petty, someone taking their ball and going home, someone saying hurtful words and then just being like, what? Not even maybe recognizing, because there's an immaturity very present in the Five of Swords as well. So anybody that hurts you, it's not like Spirit is saying this person is malevolent and this person's like, ha, 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 I'm gonna hurt Libra. Like, sometimes people are just childish and immature and can't see past their own nose and their own needs. And it is not a lesson that people are cruel. It is a lesson that you should not cede your ground or go stand on other people's ground just because we want to be maybe close to them. Spirit speaking a word for some of you Libras out there. For some of you, this is not going to be relationship related. In fact, I feel very strongly for a lot of you, it's career related, where something just did not turn out. Maybe you were sent on furlough. Maybe something is shutting down in your state and you are back to shit. What the fuck am I going to do? But again, they're saying that the fear and the betrayal, basically, right, leads to a healing. And ultimately, looking at your freaking future cards, leads to you going in hot pursuit of something that is far, far better for you. Understanding, spotlight, using your passion, grabbing and going for what you want. I think it's also very interesting that we have the Knight of Wands moving toward the sun when we're talking about your host and family, lunar eclipse, cleansing, differentiation energy. Some of you may be moving home or very much considering moving home. You are the King of Swords. This is why both Spirit and I are asking you to remember who you are. That's what they're saying. They want to like Mufasa pop out of the clouds and be like, remember who you are, Libra. And remember also that nobody else gets to tell you who you are. I think it's important for you to know that. And for you to know that you are going on a new adventure. A new opportunity is going to present itself this month. That's what I'm hearing. That is going to broaden your horizons. That's going to feel like, oh, well, wow. It's like, it's almost as if I just couldn't even see that the sun was there because I'd been staying in this tower and like spending all this energy trying to hold this tower together when it was never, ever, ever going to stay together. You know what I mean? 10 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 4 of Swords. There's a little bit of exhaustion implied here, Libra. So please make time for rest, for 4 of Swords time, for quiet time, downtime, recovery time. Especially when we've gone through something that required a lot of mental, physical, emotional energy. We need to recoup that. And the 4 of Swords specifically speaks of taking really good time for reflection. Like, why did that happen? What do I feel? And kind of unpacking it so that you don't have to carry it around. You know what I mean? Like, sure, we could pack more baggage into our suitcases and be like, well, that was another tower. Guess I gotta go find a different one. Pack up all this bullshit and take it with me. No. Let's set everything down right here, right now. Let's unpack and be like, do I need to take this with me? Does this still fit me? No, this doesn't fit me. That was mom's. No, this doesn't fit me. That was dad's. Like, do you know what I'm saying, Libra? Does that make sense? There's a way in which taking inventory of your childhood, your mother, your memories, your fears, you need to look into yourself a little bit. So again, that goes with the 4 of Swords reflection time. Might be very, very fertile for you to spend some time like journaling. And that way you can kind of come back and reflect. Because sometimes little revelations and epiphanies have a way of sneaking back into our unconscious, which is represented by the moon. But you are heading in the direction of the sun. So it's all about bringing light. And the more you bring light to what went wrong, the righter things go. That's what Spirit is saying. And I want to bring up, you have the sun and moon in the same spread, which is already really powerful. Right next to that, you have the Chariot, which represents both the sun and the moon in one card. The white and the black Sphinx, the darkness and the light, not evil and good, but consciousness and unconsciousness. The Chariot is all about victory, and it is about forward momentum and progress. It's Mercury retrograde. Cut me some slack. This is one of my favorite cards. This speaks of overcoming challenges. This also exactly echoes what Spirit was saying about we're offering you, I'm using that term lightly, we're offering you this tower moment because that is what it takes to push you out of the nest and into the next thing, to recognize how powerful you are, to recognize how you have not just a right, like but the privilege of being who you are, and that is the privilege of a lifetime, to know and understand and become more of who you are. King of Swords, King Libra. What do you want to be and be known for, King Libra? Here is your chance. The sun is in your future. Understanding, happiness, positivity, and then the passion of the Knight of Wands of like, I am so excited. I have like totally renewed and reinvigorated myself, and I'm blasting off toward what I want with great passion, which says to me that you will take the time in July to recover so that you can gather up all that speed and momentum and just go straight for what you're looking for, Libra. Something really exciting is on the horizon for you. Think about what it is that would feel like, this would be me at my best. This is what I would feel successful if I could say this about myself. And please do not make the mistake of saying that you need to be a gold medal Olympian in 3 months. But if you do say, I want to be able to lift 10 more pounds than I can currently lift, or run or walk 10 more minutes than I can currently walk in 2 months. If you make clear your goal and you keep it at the top of your consciousness rather than letting it slowly dribble back into your unconscious, and then in a month, you step on the scale or you pick up a weight and it's the same or more or less or whatever than it was, keep it conscious, keep it in front of you. Maybe buy yourself one of those little mini marquees and put your goal on it, or the word that you want to bring to the table, grace or presence or power or slow and steady, whatever the message you need to keep front and center, put it somewhere front and center. That's what I'm hearing also, is like the sun. Like, we want you to know what it is, and we want you to keep your message of hope, your message of love. This is funny, this is a very specific reference, but Spirit just reminded me of, there's a really old episode of The Simpsons where Homer, there's like a very grim message from his work up in his office, something like, don't forget you work here, or something like that, and he puts all these family photos and wonderful things over the poster until it just says, do it for her, and it's pictures of his little baby daughter. So that's kind of what Spirit is asking you to do, is use the current difficult situation and do what you can do, only you can do, King of Swords, Libra, and transform that. Make that into something beautiful. Make that into something enriching, instead of exhausting. Does that make sense? Do you know what this is for you, Libra? I'm a Libra sun myself, so right now it's kind of channeling and it's just in one ear and out the other, but I'm going to be giving some thought to this, and I would love to hear if you know how it's resonating, or if it's resonating for you. Let me know down in the comments, or if you have questions, anything like that. I would be happy to try and provide a little advice or insight. I really appreciate you being here, Libra. Thank you for spending time with me, and I hope the time you spend with me pays for itself exponentially many times over. Much, much appreciation and love to you and yours, Libra. And if I don't see you in a video before then I hope I see you in August. Bye-bye.